We are bypassing all pleasantries today. The stagnation at the core of our source material on circular capitalism dictates one inescapable reality.
Oh, jumping right in. Okay.
Modern society's obsession with social media approval is not some harmless psychological quirk. It is a fatal system error, an entropy-increasing bug. Today, we analyze why participating in this digital accumulation is a mathematically irrational loss of physical survival resources.
Okay, hold on. I need to jump in here. Because, look, framing a fundamental biological imperative, the human need for connection, as just a mechanical failure, that completely misrepresents human nature.
Your premise ignores the current operational parameters.
I mean, the material calls this desire an information trap, sure. But I'd argue that trap evolved for a precise reason, to secure social standing and community. You can't just write off digital social infrastructure as a broken biological machine.
Let us define the mechanics of that machine. Early humans gathered data for physical survival, weather patterns, predator movements.
Right, basic survival.
But under the current economic framework of digital ownership, that exact same biological mechanism has become a boomerang, and it is hitting our own species. We are gathering data that has zero physical survival value, and we are paying massive real-world energy to do it.
In modern world, social cohesion is survival. I mean, if you're listening to this right now, chances are you've shared a location on an app today, or, posted a photo of your lifestyle. People don't do that to bleed resources. They do it to establish presence in a really fragmented world.
Observe that behavior objectively. It is a profound failure of logic. Consider the paradox of security. Society demands strict privacy laws. Users force platforms and governments to burn massive amounts of thermodynamic energy to build a maximum security bank vault for their data.
Which is completely rational. We want our sensitive info protected from corporate overreach.
It would be rational if not for the immediate subsequent action. After demanding that impenetrable bank vault, those exact same users voluntarily scatter the contents of their wallet and copies of their house keys at the train station.
Wait, scattering keys? That's not...
They post a live update that they are currently playing at a theme park. It defies the basic logic of self-preservation.
Okay, but you have to look at the why, not just the physical action. Why do they post from the theme park? Because sharing an experience is the currency of modern trust. It's like leaving the porch light on for your neighbors.
They are leaving their front door wide open with a thieves welcome neon sign, and then they cry when the furniture disappears.
Oh, come on.
That is not trust. By exposing their coordinates to the entire world, users unilaterally invite massive physical risk, stalking, theft, for the entirely fictional backing of digital applause.
Look, yes, there is risk, but it's a calculated exchange for social belonging. We can't survive in isolation.
They are seeking status, but ordinary individuals are using their limited daily physical resources to compete with the highly capital-backed lifestyles of celebrities. It is an amateur in a light car attempting a speed race against a space rocket. The engine will inevitably burn out.
Well, the democratization of media has dismantled traditional gatekeeping, though. Ordinary people do succeed, they become influencers.
That is a statistical anomaly, masking a structural collapse.
It's a highly volatile new market, sure, but it provides unprecedented social mobility.
It is a zero-win casino. Even the supposed winners are forced into a constant physical deficit just to maintain relevance. The youth today are born with their beds placed directly on a casino floor.
A casino floor?
The mechanical rotation of slot machines is their lullaby. They perceive this catastrophic drain as the default environment.
Right, the materials idea that people are competing over empty calories.
In the physical world, food sustains life. In the digital world, users are locked in a room entirely devoid of real food, desperately lining up plastic food samples to compete over who looks the most nourished.
That's a really bleak metaphor.
They burn the actual hours of their lives to buy fake status to impress others who also have fake status. Their valuable life energy is simply absorbed as nutrients to fatten the platform itself.
Okay, hold on. Let me push back firmly on this idea that there's no sustenance online. You're reducing complex human psychology purely to thermodynamic equations.
The equations dictate the reality.
But what about emotional sustenance? People use these platforms to vent, to express vulnerability. In an increasingly isolated modern world, emotional venting online is a crucial release valve. If a digital interaction keeps you from psychological collapse, isn't that an adaptation rather than a bug?
The material explicitly addresses this. Emotional venting online is the ultimate dissipation of brain resources.
How? If I'm overwhelmed and I find a community that shares my stress, my internal friction goes down. I feel better because I'm heard.
Look at the mechanics of that action. Venting online is comparable to taking the contents of your room's trash can, carrying it to a public square, shouting its contents at the top of your lungs, and expecting a positive reaction from passersby.
But they aren't shouting at random passersby. The algorithm connects them to a micro-community that resonates with their exact emotional frequency. Finding people who understand your pain keeps you from dying of thirst in modern isolation.
They are gathering in the middle of a digital desert, bringing their own plastic buckets, and praising each other's muddy water as fine wine.
Wow, that is a deeply cynical way to look at empathy. Empathy heals.
It is a code-dependent bug. Contrast venting with humor. A comedian processes painful reality and delivers it in a way that reduces information friction to zero. Energy flows.
Okay, and?
Venting unfiltered emotional waste does the exact opposite. It is the equivalent of an earnest banker in a formal suit suddenly walking onto a comedy club stage to explain interest rates. The audience freezes, the energy flow completely stops. Both sides burn cognitive calories without changing physical reality.
But trying to build a network online isn't a hallucination. It's an adaptation. We use the tools available to form safety nets.
Your safety net is distributing your house keys to unfamiliar strangers and inviting them all to a party. The energy is wasted on the illusion of connection, leaving your physical reality completely undefended.
Look, I will acknowledge there are severe physical risks. The news is full of predatory traps. Older individuals using fake executive status to lure teenagers, for instance.
That is internal predation.
It's the system. We don't just declare the human drive for connection a structural failure.
The predator scenario is not an anomaly waiting to be patched. It is a high-efficiency error system. The predator's fake executive status is pure digital camouflage, zero physical asset backing.
Right, it's a trick.
The target is blinded by the hallucination of digital returns. The fish sees a luxury brand tag on a hook and voluntarily dives directly into the frying pan.
Which is exactly why we're seeing European initiatives debating restricting minors' access to social media. We can introduce guardrails, stop-loss mechanisms through regulation.
The European protocol of physically blocking access is not a guardrail, it is an emergency stop. It is the equivalent of physically locking an unlicensed driver out of a rocket ship in the middle of a scramble crossing.
But that's my point. We can regulate it.
You cannot navigate this space safely because the core architecture of the operating system itself requires the dissipation of the user's resources.
You're arguing the device is fundamentally broken and can't be fixed. But human societies are not rigid machines that just explode when a wire gets crossed. We have an immense capacity for course correction.
Attempting to optimize a fatally flawed operating system guarantees catastrophic self-destruction. The material provides precise analogies for this. Imagine a smartphone with a swollen battery, rapidly expanding.
Okay, a clear hardware failure.
Your approach, regulation, patching the algorithm, is the equivalent of putting that swollen smartphone in a giant vise and squeezing the screen.
I see where this is going.
You claim you are harvesting the potential energy of the expansion to create an eco-generator. A second later, the battery erupts in flames and burns the entire house down to its foundations.
But we wouldn't put the expanding battery in a vise. We would replace the battery. We build new layers of meaning on top of our infrastructure.
Building layers of meaning on a broken foundation accelerates the collapse. A city discovers its aging water pipes have burst. Water is violently shooting through the asphalt.
So they fix the pipes.
To hide the repair costs, the local government wraps the geysers in brilliant illuminations and rebrands the catastrophic leak as a negative ion healing spot.
Oh my God, okay.
Tourists gather, and underneath them, the ground completely liquefies. The entire city hall sinks into a massive crater.
That's absurd.
It is mathematically identical to your proposal. Or consider attaching a shock-absorbing generator to a malfunctioning, wall-smashing robot vacuum, hoping to convert the violent collisions into electricity. The result? It accelerates into a truck on the highway.
These are just analogies of sheer incompetence.
Or utilizing the moisture from a leaking water-cooled PC to grow radish sprouts on your keyboard, claiming it is a perfect circular desk ecosystem, right until the short circuit wipes out all your data.
Look, if we take your analogies to their logical endpoint, you are systematically denying the possibility of human resilience. Yes, the digital landscape is messy, it's riddled with traps, but discarding our innate desire for social validation as a swollen battery or a burst pipe ignores the complexity of our evolution.
We do not discard the energy. We must physically execute its redirection. Attempting to extract survival value from digital hallucinations is a doomed physical investment.
So what is the alternative then? If we don't abandon the biological energy of seeking approval, where does it go? How do we fix the system?
This brings us to the ultimate conclusion of the material, the shift from linear extraction to circular capitalism, specifically through the implementation of ERA, Earth Repair Assets.
Okay, let's define ERA for the listener. How does that mechanism actually work in practice?
Humanity does not need to magically become good people who suppress their innate desires for status. We simply need to redirect this powerful, self-actuating, selfish energy.
Redirected how?
Right now, the algorithm rewards digital inflation, empty symbols, plastic food samples. If we shift the rules entirely to ERA, social clout becomes tied directly to physical, verifiable acts of ecological repair.
So wait, instead of earning points for like posting a photo of a luxury car, the system is rewired so that status requires actual, verifiable environmental regeneration?
Precisely. The logic is absolute.
If you want social approval, you have to plant trees, restore soil, repair the physical world, not just post about it.
The moment the rules shift to ERA, that exact same selfish desire for approval is inverted into a highly efficient engine. It physically restores the planet's metabolic functions. We reset from a digital drain to the physical recovery of the Earth.
That is, wow, that's a profound choice before us then. Whether we continue pouring our energy into a zero-win casino hoping for a jackpot of digital connection, or whether we align that deep human need for validation with the actual, physical repair of our world.
Transitioning to circular capitalism is not a moral debate. It is the absolute mathematical prerequisite for survival. The powerful, selfish energy of humanity must be redirected from the digital inflation of empty symbols to highly efficient planetary regeneration. The digital hallucination is over. The physical execution is all that remains.